Given a volcanic eruption is imminent in a region, required, explain the necessary steps to minimize risks. Number 10. How often should families review and update their emergency preparedness plans? Discuss why regular updates are necessary to ensure the plan stays relevant. Given a family has an emergency preparedness plan required, explain how often and why the plan should be reviewed. Solution: evacuate early. Follow evacuation orders from local authorities. Prepare for ashfall. Have masks, goggles, and clothing to protect against ash inhalation. Stay indoors. Avoid going outside unless necessary. Monitor official updates. Keep informed about the volcano's status through local news or authorities. Final answer: to minimize volcanic eruption risks, families should evacuate early, prepare for ashfall, stay indoors, and monitor updates from authorities. Number 11. Explain the primary objective of a community-based disaster risk reduction and management plan. How does the plan aim to reduce the impact of disasters and improve community resilience? So we're given a community needs to develop a DRRM plan required. Explain the primary objectives of the DRRM plan. Solution: risk identification. Identifying and understanding the hazards that the community faces. For example, floods, earthquakes, typhoons. Preparedness and mitigation. Developing strategies to prepare for these risks and reduce their impact. For example, building resilient infrastructure. Response capacity. Ensuring the community is ready to respond effectively during disasters through coordinated efforts. Recovery. Ensuring that the community can recover and return to normal operations as quickly as possible. The final answer: the primary objectives of a DRRM plan are to identify risks, develop preparedness and mitigation strategies, build response capacity, and ensure recovery efforts are in place. Number 12. Discuss how communities can prepare for earthquakes. Include recommendation for structural reinforcement, community drills, and public education. Given a community is at risk of earthquakes, required, describe how the community can prepare for earthquakes. Solution: hazard assessments. Conduct risk assessments to identify geological and hydrometeorological hazards such as floods, typhoons, and earthquakes. Data collection. Gather data on past disaster events and environmental conditions to understand common threats. Community involvement. Engage residents, especially those in high-risk areas, to identify local hazards based on experience. Consult experts. Work with local government units, the LGUs, and disaster experts to assess vulnerability and exposure to risks. Final answer: a community can identify hazards through hazard assessments, data collection, community involvement, and consulting with experts. Number 13. Describe how a community can identify hazards that may affect them. What tools or methods can be used to assess local risks and who should be involved in the process? Given a community needs to identify hazards they may face. Required, explain how a community can identify potential hazards. Solution: hazard assessments. Conduct risk assessments to identify geological and hydrometeorological hazards such as floods, typhoons, and earthquakes. Data collection. Gather data on past disaster events and environmental conditions to understand common threats. Community involvement. Engage residents, especially those in high-risk areas, to identify local hazards based on experience. Consult experts. Work with local government units, LGUs, and disaster experts to assess vulnerability and exposure to risks. Final answer: a community can identify hazards through hazard assessments, data collection, community involvement, and consultation with experts. Number 14. Explain the role of community members in the creation of disaster risk management plan. How can inclusive participation enhance the effectiveness of the plan? Given a community is developing a disaster risk management plan, required, Describe the role of community members in the plan. Solution: active participation. Community members should be involved in identifying risks, planning evacuation routes, and contributing to local knowledge, training, and education. Community members should be trained in disaster preparedness, first aid, and how to assist others during emergencies. Feedback and consultation. Ensure community members' concerns and suggestions are included in the plan to make it more comprehensive. Coordination. Members should help organize community-based disaster response teams and serve as the local leaders during a disaster. The final answer: community members play a key role by actively participating in planning, training, giving feedback, and coordinating response efforts during a disaster. Number 15. What are the key factors to consider when designing evacuation routes for a community? Discuss accessibility, safety, and capacity of the routes and how these factors ensure efficient evacuation during a disaster. Given a community needs to design evacuation routes, required, list and explain the key factors to consider when designing evacuation routes. Solution: accessibility. Routes should be easily accessible to all members of the community, including people with disabilities and the elderly. Safety. Routes should avoid dangerous areas like flood-prone zones, landslide-prone areas, or areas close to hazardous infrastructure. Capacity. Ensure that routes can accommodate a large number of evacuees quickly, especially in densely populated areas. Signage and visibility. Ensure clear signage along evacuation routes for easy identification during an emergency. Multiple routes. Have several evacuation routes to prevent bottlenecks and ensure that there is an alternative route in case one is blocked. Final answer: key factors in designing evacuation routes include accessibility, safety, capacity, clear signage, and have multiple routes for flexibility. We will have the next part of our Quarter 4 Earth and Space Science lesson number 10.